All my videos are starting in the middle of the night, which is just crazy. Just lambed this lady here. Twins. Really good, really successful. She's a great mum. Nothing wrong with them other than the fact that they were both trying to come together. When I put my hand in, there was 4 legs. That was it. So we watched her for a little while on the camera and nothing was really going on. Look at the size of her bag. She's literally like a milk sheep. So this is a pure clean with a blue texel tuck on. So they should be pretty much like last year's white lambs, but maybe slightly curvier with shorter heads because they've got quite long, delicate noses. So this little lady here, Roy's here. Now, the only reason I stepped in, apart from the fact that she's a very small sheep, having a single lamb, is the afterbirth had gone dry around her back end and she's been looking uncomfortable for quite a while, which indicates to me she's been on lambing quite a while. He says he doesn't like sheep. Clearly not the most natural mother that we've got. Having a little bit of a sniff there, and then she starts licking as soon as she gets that whiff of the lamb. So probably about 8 o'clock we filled up all the hay, all the water, and Rose just said 3 of these buckets this size were completely bone dry. When they are milking, they consume a massive amount of water. So one adoption I'm perfectly happy with, this one. She's really loving everything the sheep should be. This adoption, however, I'm still having to stand with her because when the lamb tries to suck, she literally tries to butt it off and then starts on it. So I'm not happy with this one. So we do have the option to bring the stocks tomorrow, which is something that will actually be new to me. I have never used them before, so it'll be interesting to learn about and to obviously show you guys as well. So across the road from us, we have a neighbour, Lina, and her farm's called Mansgrove. And years ago, the fellas that lived there before her, Roy and Harold, they had a farm sale, and it's etiquette to buy something off your neighbour when they have a farm sale. It's just one of these, old farmer things. So if your neighbour has a farm sale, you buy something. Anyway, Roy's dad and Roy would lamb 80 mule hogs, so like first time mums, and they bought the stocks off them. Now, in all them years, we haven't kept sheep since foot and mouth, to be honest. Roy just said they did lamb them again in 2007, but they went with old spring grass, so they didn't keep them again after that. And then I've been petitioning since 2009 now to get sheep, and I got told I only wanted a few, just a few, and I got told if you have 5, you might as well have 100. So we're well over that quota anyway. So me and Ray were just having the conversation while I'm stood here with the sheep. After lambing, this shed will be used for calving. Now, I am, as you've seen, liming this shed every day and strawing the shed every day. The amount of clean straw in the shed is pretty much unreal, if I'm honest. Now, I know there's a whole, cowboys don't care thing going on, but for those of you who didn't see, I pressure washed the shed before we started. Is it worth emptying again to start calving, or do you just do the same thing and stick more straw on top? What do you think? We are undecided, because seriously, it just seems like an awful waste to me. Sorry, I'm just catching the sheep. It just seems like an awful waste. Lambing was carnage this morning. I slept through my alarm at 3, didn't wake up, and then got to 7:30 this morning, had a look on the camera and thought, oh shit, ran outside, and then luckily I let the dogs out when I was going outside. Harris ran away. Our friend Tom really good friend Tom, was coming home from work and picked Harris up and brought him back, luckily. And then me, Tom and Roy went out into the shed and there was lambs everywhere, absolute carnage. Some had knocked gates over, there was some that were lambing, there was some that were mother. It was, honest to God, yeah, it was just wild, absolutely wild. Considering the video I post after this, I'll show you what it was like in the early hours of the morning. It was all calm and serene, and yeah, and then all hell broke loose. So yeah, it's sorted now, good job. And I am slightly less shell-shocked. I will show you this though. This is our own pig. Now we've turned the Aga off. Ooh. We've turned the Aga off because it's too expensive to run, if I'm honest. So that in there, I know it doesn't look as good, and it doesn't look anything like as picturesque as putting a big roast in the Aga. It's so good. Really, really tender. That was nearly my head. Come on. We also had a chicken death this morning. Peggy was on the yard with me and decided that her and Nellie Gray were taking umbrage to a chicken. And yeah, the chicken now has no head. Peggy has a chicken's head in her belly, and I had to pull its foot out of the mouth. Great day. I forget to show you when I'm busy that jobs do go on. So here's what I'm feeding cows. So you can see that it's lessened quite considerably since last night. Here's a weird one. Has anyone ever experienced anything like this before? That thing in the corner there, right, it stands every day without fail. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fairly wick. If you go near it, it runs away. It stands lengthways in there with its head through that gap and just stands there all the time. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand why it's doing it. Look at her, watch her. That's where she stands all day, every day. Just like that. What is she doing? Like, what is she doing? I don't get it. So the pens were emptied with Tom's help this morning, and we threw everyone that was in the pen out, turned out, and then these here are all the ones that were in the pens last night. So someone said the other day, can I show more cows? At the minute the focus is solely on sheep and cows. Nuisance! You're so naughty. You're not even funny. Say hi to everyone. Why are you in here? Go in there. Go in there and get your food. Go in there and get your food. So Roy did just add, he said we're TB testing in a fortnight's time, so if you want to see cows and the actual stress that goes with cows, keep tuned. Yeah, that's better. So Roy is going to slurry the field, this one here. There is umpteen amounts of sticks, wood, fence posts, bits of crap, hay, that sort of stuff ligging about. So I am going to go around it in between lambing and just collect some crap up basically. So to put it simply, Roy is about to come here and spread slurry, and after that we will want to roll these fields ready for, you know, the summer months when the cows go out. You want to roll while it's still, you know, wet on the ground. Well, not wet, sorry, that's a really bad way to put it. The ground's still soft enough to be able to have it rolled out. If it's too hard, it won't make a difference at all. I want all these picked up basically before Roy does slurry, because otherwise I'm going to end up picking sticks that have got slurry all over them, and I might as well do it now rather than then. That was the most unenthusiastic I have ever sounded for a long time. So trip one is done. There are the marks I am making, can you see them? I lost a stick, hold on. So Roy's going to get some slurry out on this field here. not mixing very well, so we're just going to add some water. He's taking the rainwater from the tank in the yard in here and he's just letting it in. Because there has been no rainfall at all. Snow, but there's been no rain. Like, it makes you wonder how the government think that you're meant to process slurry and use it usefully and responsibly when taking rainwater out of the equation. I had to turn the pump around and suck out instead of pushing. That's sucking it in now. So Roy's blown water in, he's mixing it up, and then 10 minutes later we're sucking it back out. Oh, you know when we were messing with whisks and stuff, the Primex whisk, which is this one, have one of the propellers welded on it because it was coming away a little bit. I mean, there's some serious force on it, obviously, when you think. A boat at sea, should we say. I need learner driver stickers on me. This is just too farmerish. Let's see if I can reverse successfully. This might be interesting for you. See me struggle, that is. Just having a walk around the field. Jane's come to visit this afternoon, so they've gone that way. I've gone this way, and we're just checking. Everyone's standing. No one's on their backs. There's no little cold lambs lying about. Touch wood though, everything's fine. The lambs are sticking with the mums really well. They're all looking very healthy. Don't know why you're following me, because your lambs are up there. I can hear them and I can see them. Come on. The lambs are literally stood there. So people ask, why do you put numbers on your lambs? This is why. I want to know where 35 is. She's there. Kids, thanks for watching. I'm gonna have some tea and get back out there and give the girls their snack for tonight, because obviously, you know, them little fat asses can't live without molasses in their life, really. It is a serious addiction. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.